Do you know the answer? Let's see how much you actually know about the world. From the weird sisters of Shakespeare to the banned flips of Olympic gymnastics, we're hitting you with 20 rapid-fire questions. Can you identify the currency of Albania or the wood used to build the finest pianos? No cheating allowed! Watch until the end for our bonus question. Count your score, and don't forget to share it in the comments. Let's see who really knows the answers. First question. Early versions of which famous novel were titled First Impressions? Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre, Pride and Prejudice, or Great Expectations? The correct answer is Pride and Prejudice. Jane Austen completed the first version of the novel when she was just 21 years old, but it was rejected by publishers and only released 15 years later under a new title, and it eventually became one of the most famous love stories in the world. Second question. What was the original profession of the famous Pinkerton agents in the 1800s? Tax collectors, private detectives, bank robbers, or Pony Express riders? The correct answer is private detectives. The Pinkerton Agency was one of the first private detective agencies in the world, and its agents even foiled an assassination plot against Abraham Lincoln before he became president. Third question. In the English idiom mad as a hatter, what originally caused the hatters to go mad? Lack of sleep, lead paint, mercury poisoning, or extreme heat? The correct answer is mercury poisoning. In the 18th and 19th centuries, hat makers used mercury to treat felt, and its toxic fumes slowly damaged their nervous systems, causing tremors, memory loss, and strange behavior, which is exactly how the phrase mad as a hatter was born. Fourth question. Where did Martin Luther King Jr. write his famous letter from Birmingham jail, a basement in Atlanta, the Lincoln Memorial, or a bus in Montgomery? The correct answer is Birmingham jail. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote the letter while imprisoned, using scraps of paper and even the margins of a newspaper, and it later became one of the most powerful texts of the civil rights movement. Fifth question. What is the symbol of medicine featuring a bowl and a snake called? Hippocrates' cup, bowl of Hygeia, chalice of Asclepius, or glass of Asclepius? The correct answer is bowl of Hygeia. The snake wasn't chosen by accident. In ancient Greece, these snakes were kept in healing temples and were believed to possess real restorative powers, even crawling freely among the sick as a symbol of recovery. Sixth question. Mountains cover about 90% of the territory. Of which country? Tajikistan, Norway, Switzerland, or Nepal? The correct answer is Tajikistan. Some of its mountains rise above 7,000 meters, and in certain regions, there are so few flat areas that entire villages are built on steep slopes, making it one of the most mountainous countries on Earth. Seventh question. Which gymnastics move on the uneven bars is currently banned for being too dangerous? The Pack Salto, the Komanichi Salto, the Corbett Flip, or the Jaeger? The correct answer is the Corbett Flip. When Olga Korbut first performed it in the 1970s, she stood on top of the bar before flipping backward. A move so risky that it was later banned, changing the rules of gymnastics forever. Eighth question. What do the names Londinium and Lundenwic refer to? Ancient names of London, cartoon characters, mythology figures, or Austrian dishes? The correct answer is ancient names of London. Londinium was founded by the Romans nearly 2,000 years ago, while Lundenwic was a later trading settlement, meaning London has actually moved location over time as the city evolved. Ninth question. In which Shakespearean play do the weird sisters, the three witches, appear? Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth, or King Lear? The correct answer is Macbeth. The word weird didn't originally mean strange. It comes from an old word meaning fate. So these witches were seen as beings who actually controlled destiny, not just predicted it. 10th question. What is a capo, capodastro, used for in music? Writing down notes, recording sounds, clamping guitar strings, or increasing volume? The correct answer is clamping guitar strings. With a capo, a guitarist can instantly change the key of a song without learning new chords. That's why the same simple chord shapes can sound completely different just by moving it up the neck. 11th question. Which country was the first to enter the Industrial Revolution? France, Germany, Italy, or Great Britain? The correct answer is Great Britain. The Industrial Revolution began there in the late 18th century, and for the first time in history, machines started replacing human labor on a massive scale, completely changing how the world works, from factories to everyday life. 12th question. In which story is Hercule Poirot the lead detective? The Hound of the Baskervilles, Murder on the Orient Express, Martin Eden, or The Murders in the Rue Morgue? The correct answer is Murder on the Orient Express. The case is famous because Poirot faces one of his most unusual dilemmas. Solving the mystery means choosing between justice and the law, something that almost never happens in classic detective stories. 13th question. Which wood is most commonly used for the soundboards of pianos and violins? Birch, beech, spruce, or oak? The correct answer is spruce. Spruce is used because it's incredibly light but strong, allowing it to vibrate freely. And in some cases, the wood used in top instruments is over 200 years old, carefully selected for its perfect acoustic qualities. 14th question. What is a mandolin? An exotic fruit, a piece of clothing, a small predator, or a musical instrument? The correct answer is a musical instrument. The mandolin is famous for its bright, ringing sound, and because of its double strings, a single note is actually played as two at once, giving it that distinctive shimmering effect you hear in Italian music. 15th question. Who is the author of the Chronicles of Narnia and a close friend of Tolkien? Roald Dahl, Herbert George Wells, Clive Staples Lewis, or George Orwell? The correct answer is Clive Staples Lewis. Lewis and Tolkien met regularly in Oxford as part of a literary group where they read their works aloud, and it was Tolkien who encouraged Lewis to fully develop the Chronicles of Narnia. 16th question. Which organic compound is the primary source of energy for the human body? Proteins, vitamins, carbohydrates, or fats? The correct answer is carbohydrates. Your brain alone runs almost entirely on glucose, a type of carbohydrate, which means without enough carbs, even simple thinking and concentration can quickly become harder. 17th question. Which of these countries is not located in South America? Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, or Cameroon? The correct answer is Cameroon. All the other countries are in South America, while Cameroon is in Central Africa. And South America itself has only 12 independent countries, making it one of the smallest continents by number of nations. 18th question. Which instrument did Franz Liszt mainly write music for? Violin, piano, organ, or guitar? The correct answer is piano. Liszt's piano pieces were so difficult that many people thought they were impossible to play, and he often performed them himself, becoming one of the first true superstar musicians in history. 19th question. Which legendary author wrote The Old Man and the Sea while living in Cuba? Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Mark Twain, or Jack London? The correct answer is Ernest Hemingway. He lived in Cuba for nearly 20 years, and his love for the sea and fishing directly inspired the story. In fact, local fishermen there recognized the details in the novel as strikingly real. 20th question. What is the currency unit of Albania? Dinar, manat, lek, or franc? The correct answer is lek. The Albanian lek is named after Alexander the Great, whose name is rendered as leka in Albanian, making it one of the few currencies in the world directly linked to an ancient historical figure. And now, the bonus question. Complete the proverb. A picture is worth 1,000 words, ideas, moments, or stories. How many did you get right today? Write your score and your answer to the bonus question in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next quiz. Stay curious and have a great day. See you in the next quiz!